Grace, you people are not my responsibility. I don't own you anything. I never forced any of you to stop school because of me.
Daniel, your mother is sick, and you are saying we are not your responsibility.
Grace, please, I have my own life now.
After everything we did for you, after all the sufferings, you are saying we are not your responsibility.
My name is Grace, and I'm the first daughter out of 4 children. Me, my younger sister Purity, my only brother Daniel, and our last born Joy. If you see us today, you might think life has always been kind to us, but the truth is we came from nothing. We lost our father when I was still young, and from that day everything changed. There was no money, no savings, no one to help, just our mother, Mama Grace. One woman with 4 children and nothing else. Mama Grace was the kind of woman who never complained, not once. She just woke up every morning before all of us and she did what needed to be done. Because clearly she didn't have a choice. She had to keep going because of us, just so we can survive. After we lost our father, everything was so hard. We couldn't afford to pay our school fees. So one day, my mother sat all of us down and told us we need to stop going to school. I looked at her in shock and I asked, Mama, why do you want all of us to stop going to school? And then she said, not all of you. Daniel will continue going to school because he is the only son. He has to go to school, and when he is done with his school, he can then assist in taking you all to school. I looked at my mother. Mama, are you sure about this? She said, I am sure, my daughter, because there is no other way. I cannot afford to pay everybody's school fees, and I need you girls to assist me in frying garri so that we can send Daniel to school. My younger sister didn't say anything. They just nodded. I understood what was going on. Because I was more older than them, I told Mama not to worry, that I will assist her in everything that she needed to make sure Daniel goes to school. Everybody agreed, and that was how we stopped going to school. Only Daniel. We will follow our mother to the market every morning to sell garri so that Daniel can go to school. Daniel was very brilliant. I will give that to him. He passed all his exams. We never disturbed him. We allowed him study every day, and we assisted Mama in making garri to ensure that he was okay. We did this for years. We never stopped because we wanted Daniel to go to school. Because we believed that once Daniel was done with school, he would get a good job and he will come back and take care of us. That was what kept all of us going. That was why we suffered. We did this every year to make sure that Daniel goes to school. Years later, he was done with his secondary school. He got admission into the university, and the day the admission letter came, Mama Grace tied wrapper and danced in the compound. We were so happy that day because he is finally going to the university, and we had it in mind that after university, he was going to get a good job and come back and take care of us. So everybody was so happy. 4 years that Daniel was in school, we had to work times 10 of what we were working before when he was in secondary school, because the fees in university was different from the fees we paid in secondary school. For 4 years, we paid Daniel's school fees every single year without fail. We made sure he had everything he needed in school. He never lacked anything because we struggled, because we suffered, just so he would take care of us at the end. Sometimes we might not eat, but we'll make sure that Daniel have enough food to eat in school. My mother did everything to ensure that Daniel was living very okay in the university. Then graduation day came. We all went to Lagos to celebrate with Daniel. We were so happy because finally he was done with school. Finally we will stop suffering. Finally, our sufferings will soon be over, I said to myself. When we got to the school, my mother was so happy. We all clapped and cried, and my mother kept saying, "That is my son, that is my son." We were all very happy for Daniel. On our way home, Daniel held Mama's hand the whole way. He looked at her and said, "Mama, don't worry anymore. I will take care of everything from now on. You and my sisters never have to suffer again." We all smiled. Few months later, Daniel got a job in Lagos. A good job. We celebrated in the village. We were so happy. I kept on saying, finally, our suffering is over. Finally, we will stop frying garri and selling in the market. Finally, we can all go back to school. We were so happy and we thank God. Mama Grace was so excited. The first month Daniel started working, he sent us money. My heart cannot express the joy I felt when I received that money from Daniel. I ran to Mama Grace and told her, "Mama, finally Daniel has sent us something. This is it. We will no longer suffer again. We can all go back to school." My mother was so excited. That money was used to fix some things around the house. Second month came, he didn't send anything. Third month came, he didn't send anything. We didn't disturb him at all. We felt maybe he was settling in Lagos. Mama Grace always said, give him time. I believe he's working on something for you girls. So let us give him time. I told Mama, that is true. I believe he is making out plans for all of us. So we waited. We waited for 6 months. We waited for 1 year. And nothing came from Daniel. Anytime we called him, he was always busy. He would tell me, "Grace, I'm busy, I will call you back." But he never called back. Then one day, I decided to call him. When he picked up, I told him, "Daniel, we need to talk." He didn't let me finish. He said he was busy. I said, "Daniel, I am your elder sister. You should listen to me." Then I said, "Is there something happening over there? Are you sure you are okay? It's been 1 year and we have not heard from you. All we hear is you are busy. Is everything okay with you?" He didn't respond. Then I said, "Daniel, Mama is struggling. We are all struggling. We are suffering. This was not what we planned." Then he said something I can never ever forget. He said, "I have responsibilities now, Grace. I cannot carry everybody's responsibility. I did not ask you all to stop school for me. Grace, I don't owe you people anything. You people should stop depending on me. I have my own life to live." Then he ended the call. I stood there in shock. I didn't believe that it was Daniel that said those words to me. Mama came to meet me and she asked me, what did he say? I couldn't open my mouth to say what he said to me because I know that will break Mama. So I told Mama that he was fine, that he was making plans for all of us to come to Lagos. Yes, I lied to Mama because I didn't have a choice. For days, those words kept on playing in my head. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think of anything other than what could we have done to Daniel to make him say those words to us. After all the sacrifices we made for him, after all the sleepless nights, after all the garri we fried, after all the markets we went to just so he could go to school, after everything we did for Daniel, he told me we are no longer his responsibility, that he has his own life to live. I cried myself to sleep that night. 2 months later, Mama Grace fell sick. Not just any sickness, she was very sick. We didn't have anywhere to go. We didn't have anybody to go to. There was no money anywhere. so we took her to the village clinic. The doctor said we needed a proper test that needed money we didn't have. And he also said we needed to take her to a better hospital. We don't even have money to eat. Where are we going to see money to take her to a better hospital? Then I didn't have a choice but to call Daniel, and I prayed that he answered. The phone rang, but he didn't pick up. I called again and again and again. He didn't respond. Then I sent him a message telling him that Mama Grace was sick. He didn't respond to that message. My sister and I did everything possible to make sure we took Mama Grace to a better hospital. We sold everything in the house. Then that evening, I decided to call Daniel one more time. Then he picked. I didn't say anything. All I could say was, Daniel, please, you need to help us. Mama Grace is very sick. Please, we need your help. If not for anything, she is your mother also. I will never ask you of anything again. I just need you to please pay for Mama's hospital bills so that they can start the treatment. Please, Daniel, please. Then he responded, Grace, I'm very busy right now, but I will see what I can do. Then he hung up. He never called back. He never sent us money. 2 weeks later, Mama Grace died. Died without seeing her son. Died without hearing from her son. She died out of the suffering and pain she witnessed from Daniel, even though she didn't tell us anything. Before she died, she said to me, Grace, where is Daniel? Is he going to come? I told her, Mama, he's on his way. You will see him soon. I lied to Mama. I lied to her on her dying bed, just so she doesn't break down because of what Daniel said to me. I kept all this a secret from her and my sisters. I never told them anything that Daniel said to me. It was just 3 of us left. Me, Purity, and Joy. I looked at them. I don't even know where to start. I didn't know what to do. We cried every day. We never stopped. Then one day, Daniel's friend came to the village to visit his mother. Then he came by the house. He said he heard what happened to Mama Grace and that he was sorry. He looked at us. Then he said, Where is Daniel? Is he around? We didn't respond. Then I asked him, Have you seen my brother? Do you know where he lives in Lagos? Then he replied, Yes, of course. We both stay in the same estate in Lagos. Then I begged him to please give me his address. He looked at me and he said to me, Grace, are you sure? I said, Yes, I am ready. Then he gave me his address quietly and he gave us some money and then he left. The next day, I took my bag and I went to Lagos. I told my sisters I was going to come back. When I got to Lagos, his address was pretty easy to locate. I located the estate, but I was not allowed to go in. Then I called Paul, his friend, and he told the estate security to let me in. When I got to the house, nothing prepared me for what I saw. It was a mansion. The house was big. There were cars everywhere inside the compound. I looked at the address again to ensure that I was at the right place. Then I knocked at the gate. The security came to open the gate and he asked me who I was. I told him I was looking for my brother Daniel. He looked at me and said, This is not where you beg. Go away from here. Who allowed you into the estate? He was trying to send me away when I heard Daniel's voice telling him to stop. When I turned back, it was Daniel, my own brother. He came out of the house. When Daniel saw me, he was in shock. And the next thing my brother asked me was, "Who gave you my address? Grace, what are you doing here?" Then I looked at him and said, "Daniel, this is where you live, and you left us alone to suffer in the village after everything we did for you. Mama died because of you, and you are here asking me what I'm doing here." And then I turned around and I saw a woman and two children standing at that door. That was when I knew Daniel has forgotten about us. I just looked at him, carried my bag, and I left. I went to a filling station and sat there for a very long time, thinking of what to do. How would I go back to the village and still continue that kind of life that we were living in the village? Then Paul called me. He asked me where I was. I described it and he came to pick me up at the filling station. When he got to his house, I told him I didn't want to go back to the village, that I just needed a place to stay for some time. Then Paul offered me his boys' quarters. It was a big room and there was kitchen and bathroom in it. He said I could stay there as long as I want, that I could even bring my sisters to stay with me. That night, the only thing I could think of was how to make money so we can be able to take care of ourselves. The next day, I called Purity and Joy to come to Lagos. That was how we started processing garri at Paul's backyard. He got us our first equipment, everything that we needed to start our garri business. He supported the business. He gave us everything to start up the business. And he also introduced us to supermarkets that patronized us every day. That was how we were able to save up money and we went back to school. All three of us. We were able to make enough money to take us all to school at once. And we all graduated together. 3 women who suffered so their brother could go to school. We were so happy that day because we were able to take ourselves to school without depending on our brother. And today we are graduates. We just wish that Mama was here to see all of this. 2 months later, we were able to build our own factory and we named it Mama Grace Garri. And then we started hearing things about Daniel, how his wife left him because he lied to her the whole time. He told his wife he never had a family. And the day I came to his house, that was the day his wife saw me. She left him because she couldn't stay with a man who would lie with his entire family just like that. So she left him, took the children. His job was gone also. The house was in her name, the cars and everything. The life he chose over us collapsed all of a sudden. When we heard about it, we didn't feel sorry for Daniel because he chose his own path. He denied us. He told everyone he had no family. The day Mama Grace died was the day I decided that Daniel was no longer my brother. Not because I was angry with him, but because after everything we did for him, he had the mind to let us suffer and allow Mama Grace to die just like that. That was something I can never ever forget. One afternoon, one of my staff came to the office. "Madam, there is a man at the gate. He said he is your brother." I stood at the window, looking at him. Then Purity and Joy came also. We were standing there for a while, thinking of what to do or what to say to him. Then I decided I was going to go outside alone. So when I got outside, He fell down to his knees and he started begging me, Grace, I am truly sorry. I am truly sorry for everything I did, for denying you and Mama, for denying you all. Please, I am sorry. Find a place in your heart to forgive me. He said he was sorry for everything he did to us, that I should forgive him. Then I said to him, Daniel, I have forgiven you a long time ago. I do not hold anything against you. You made your choice, and now it's time for me to make my own choice. You denied us. You said we were no longer your family. Today, I don't have a brother. I only have 2 sisters. I don't have a brother. I wish you were, Daniel. And I pray your life gets better. So I walked back into the factory and told the security to lock the gate. I never felt guilty for what I did. I want to ask you all, if you were Grace, will you forgive your brother and accept him back as your brother? Or will you walk away the way I walked away? Please let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and follow for more African tales.